Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Bearded Respect, episode number 161.
Hey, everybody. Good
Just
to see
flies
you.
by. It looks like it's just going to be the two of us tonight. Dynamite's having a father and son night with his son tonight. And Mike should be back next month. So, Jason, you want to say hi to these fine people in the chat?
Yes, sir. First up, I got Vato. Hey, Vato.
How you doing?
And then Brad. Hey,
How you
Brad.
doing, Brad?
I don't hear any sound effects in case you. There it goes. There it is. 20 Spray Ray. Hey,
How you
good to see
doing?
ya.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
John Fox. Hey, Foxy.
How you doing?
No way.
Baker. Hey, Baker. Hey, Kevin beat Amber today. Hey, Kevin.
Ooh.
You what?
Hey, babysitter Jess.
How are you doing?
All right, Baker. Thanks a lot, buddy. We appreciate
Thanks
it.
for watching. We appreciate it.
Well, what the heck happened there?
What you do?
Hey, Dan. I clicked on a chat, I think, and then some big menu popped up for some reason. I don't know why.
Weird.
Maybe I clicked in the wrong spot. But hey, Dan, good to see you.
Hello there.
And then there's Liz,
How you doing?
Mrs. Dan. Hey, Liz, good to see you. There's Amber. Hey, Amber.
How you doing, Amber?
Hey, brother.
And there's Becky. Hey, Mrs. Bruce City.
How you doing, honey?
Hello, Becky. Hello, Becky.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing, Tim?
Guns and
Hey,
Beans.
brother.
There's Tim. Black Manor Grooming. Yeah, I seen she got to meet up Donna Long.
Yeah, I saw it. Pretty cool.
You what?
Hey, William. Good to see you.
Doing, William.
Excellent.
There's Fishing Ray. Hey, he's fishing.
Hello.
Hey, Big Stu.
How you doing, Stu?
Haley. Good to see you.
How you doing, Haley?
There he is, Dynamite, tuning in with his boy.
That's great.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Hey, Chris. Good to see you.
How you doing, Chris?
Hello there, children.
Hey, Chris Perez.
The president?
No way.
There's Jacob. Hey, Jacob.
Doing?
Hello, neighbor.
There's Kilt Beard Company.
Hey.
How you doing?
Hello there, children.
He had IG Live last night. I jumped in for a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't think we could have had Kevin on as a thing.
Yeah, I thought about asking, and I thought maybe it's a little bit late notice. But I can send you the link if you want to join us. Welcome.
Hey, William.
How you doing?
Yes. Hey, Tara. Good to see you. It is
Hello, murderer.
Yes, it is. Seems like the weeks fly by lately.
Yeah, especially when you take Tuesday and Wednesday off because you don't feel well. Thursday comes pretty quick. Hey, Santa Tom.
How you doing? If you haven't checked out Santa Tom's videos on YouTube, reviews and stuff, you should check it out.
See, I know. Oh, there's Randy. Hey, Randy R.
Good,
Good to
Randy.
see you. Oh, there's Melissa. Hey, Melissa.
How you doing, Melissa?
See you. Yep, frickin' frack.
How you doing?
Bob and Terry, how you doing? There's Mark Johnson. Hey, Mark.
How you doing, Mark?
You what?
Have him come out and play.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
You guys like to take showers during the beginnings of the show, so I believe it.
Okay, and I'm caught up.
Wow.
Yeah.
You see this last one?
I did see that.
I don't think we have much control over that at this point.
Yeah.
More than welcome. But it didn't sound like he was dressed or in a camera's range anyway. Also, make sure to check out our merchandise. It helps just fund us for doing some of the fun stuff we would love to do. Giveaways. Who knows what else? Do you have anything else to talk about before we bring our guest on?
Nothing new this week. No.
And
Maybe.
Mike should be back soon. He might even jump in the chat at some point. But hey, Jack.
Yep. Hey, Jack
How
Stud.
you doing?
Yeah, he should be. Well, he was on call again this week, but yeah, he's ready to come back. So
Yeah. You ready for some questions?
yeah, I believe so.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Oh boy. You're trying to get us kicked off YouTube.
Yeah.
That might do it.
Hey, PB.
How you doing? But if there's nothing further, we can bring our guest on.
Ooh.
I think he's ready.
Yep.
So welcome to the Bearded Respect, Big Mike.
Thank you. Howdy. How are
you
y'all this
doing
evening? Fabulous. Fabulous. How are you, gentlemen?
Great,
Doing,
great.
doing good, doing good.
So, just for starters, you want to tell us a little bit about your company? I don't know if everyone has heard about it or not. It was pretty new to me.
Yeah, we're still pretty new. We kind of launched back in August, and we were doing some shows around town and whatnot. And we were doing all right, and I started joining some beard groups and whatnot, and just trying to get my name out there and get our brand out there. We're a little different. There are some other tallow brands, but we try to do something even a little different than they're doing, just to because there's just so many companies that are popping up these days. And
Hmm.
when I decided to do this, I didn't realize there were just that many small batch companies as there are. Otherwise, maybe
Yeah.
I'd have took a different route, but no, we're good. I'm just kidding. I love what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
and I
impressed.
think, yeah, and you
Well, thank
got,
you.
well, like, and like you said, there are some other companies that are, tapping into the beef tallow and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're kind of specializing in it. It's not just something that you've added on to an existing line. It is kind of your line.
Yeah, it's I take the whole tallow and just being an animal based product with the emu oil, and I also use lanolin, which I don't think too many people, if anybody, is even really using that in their products. I mean, there are several companies that have the bird oil base in their beard oils and whatnot,
Hmm.
but I can't think of anybody that I recall off the top of my head that's using any kind of a lanolin in their balms and butters.
Yeah,
I'm,
no one comes to mind, but I'm sure there are a couple.
So just
yeah, I'm not,
you know
I'm not,
that
I'm not, yeah, I'm not sure if, oh, I can't think of it.
A lot of
The
companies use it
one,
when they do like a lip balm.
well,
yeah,
yeah. I
what,
mean, my lip balm is the only thing I actually use coconut oil in.
mm,
I don't use coconut oil in anything else because, from my understanding and a lot of the things that I've heard and read and whatnot, coconut oil is really not the best stuff for your hair. And, and then it's not the most non comedogenic stuff either. So I try to avoid as much coconut oil as possible. And yes, I understand the whole, moderation is key. And if you're not using a whole ton of it,
Yeah.
but that's just me. Coconut oil and grapeseed oil, those are the two that I try to shy away from for the most part.
Cool. And we'll get into more of that. We just have these five questions. Normally they're pretty much the same.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
low key, but it's just kind of like an icebreaker.
Yeah.
So we'll get going with that here in a minute.
Okay, Big Mike. Our first question always is, what was your favorite toy as a kid?
What was my favorite toy as a kid?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough one. I can't recall just one thing that would have been my favorite toy as a kid. Man, that's really a tough one, man. My childhood is probably so very different than everybody else's, so it's kind of. I mean, I can remember, everybody at that time when in the early '80s, because I'm very Gen X, I'm 50 years old. So in the early '80s, when everybody was, parents were buying them the expensive Transformers, my mom was buying me the knockoff GoBots.
Mm.
So I remember playing with the GoBots and you know some GI Joes and whatnot. So if I had to pick, I'd have to pick up, you know, that's what I remember with playing with the most as a young boy. Other than that, it was riding the bicycle, heading down out in the field behind the house, and you know,
Oh yeah.
depending on where we lived at the time, because we moved around quite a bit. So
Yeah, mine was always a bicycle. I mean,
Yeah, it was
get
always
up in the,
all over the place.
yep, get up in the morning, get on that bike and go, and come back
yep,
when it got dark. You know.
yep. Once it's dusk and them street lights come on, that was when it was time to come home.
Yep.
Kev says he had knockoff Transformers.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
I had the knockoff Transformers. And which I wish I still had some of them because they're probably a little more rare than the actual Transformers were from back in the day.
Yep. Okay. We'll get into that. So you started. You already said you kind of started in August, hitting the
Back in
shows.
August, yeah.
Yeah. But I guess the original question is why? Why did you start a beard product company?
Well, it originally started out tending to be more towards the line of skincare, and then the beard care just kind of came about. I turned 50 years old and spent a boat ton of money on tattoos. And I wasn't going to use the standard Lubriderm or Aquaphor stuff from, you know, Wally World or CVS. So I started making some tallow skincare stuff and realized with all this stuff that I had that I could also make beard stuff for all my fur, and it just kind of steamrolled from there for the most part. And it's funny, me and my wife were sitting in the living room and she goes, "So honey, when did we decide to start a company? Because we actually never really talked about it. Just kind of happened." It did. You're laughing, but and she's in the
I
other
get
room
it.
watching, and she'll tell you, and she may chime in if she can figure out the commenting or whatever. But yeah, seriously, she just. So when did we decide to start a company? Because I started buying the stuff, and it just started accumulating, and one thing led to another. I'm, you know, coming up with names and this and that, and it just kind of happened. But yeah, all started because of tattoos.
Hmm.
And is that what led you to the tallow salve?
Yes,
Salve, yeah.
Yeah.
using the tallow and the balm. And I tell you that beard balm it's also great on your skin too. It's dual purpose.
Oh,
And that's the beauty of a lot of the stuff that I'm creating and whatnot. It's not meant to use just here. You know, the beard oil, yes, it's meant for your fur. I've had women that have used it in their hair. The beard balm, it's great conditioning for your skin as well. The beard butter I'm fixing to release here, hopefully in the next couple months, if not sooner, but next couple months, because it might take a while to come up with the right formula, everything. You know, it's not only going to be amazing for your beard, but it's truly going to be amazing for your skin. So if you got tattoos and whatnot, hydration, lubrication for your skin, it makes those colors pop.
Here's Mike, our other co-host, and he is a big balm guy, so
Yeah.
he loves hearing that when companies have a balm.
Yeah, I had the balm before I had the butter. I mean, I have a whipped tallow butter, but like we were talking back, you know, before we came on, it's the heat whipped anything, you know.
Yeah,
And
especially since you're in Arizona.
yeah, I mean, it's been 90 degrees all week, and I just can't imagine the cost for shipping something insulated with an ice pack.
Yeah, I've gotten things that were wrapped
And
in
at
like
that
aluminum
point,
foil, and
I mean, and at that point, if you're buying 4 or 5 of them, that's just the weight with all that. It's just, I don't see it being cost effective. And I know some other companies that do a whip tallow, they've already pulled it. They put it back because it's gotten cooler, but how long before they pull it from their website again? And then you have to come into their store, be somebody local to get it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how Black Rebel gets it to work, but somehow they do.
I don't know. And he's at El Paso.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm not sure how
he's been working at this stuff for 7 years, I think it is.
Yeah, he's been at it a few years. I've chatted with him a couple of times before.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Okay.
Jacob said he would love to try it, but can't use bird oil. Have you thought of having like a blend that didn't have the bird oil?
Not really. It's just the whole animal essence it's just part of the Western vibe.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are, well, vegan. You got your vegans that they're not going to use it, but
No, they're not. And I also lead pretty much a carnivore lifestyle. I mean, I've lost probably 100 pounds in the last, I don't know, 8 months or so on a 98%, 99% carnivore diet. I mean, steak, butter, bacon, eggs. It's what I eat 95+% of the time.
Oh, I hear you.
I mean, literally, I don't eat any vegetables. I don't eat any fruit. Lately, a random banana, but literally, I don't eat it. And because I stopped eating it I just started incorporating some bananas here recently, but when I wasn't eating that stuff at all, I dropped probably 60 pounds on a carnivore diet. The other 35 was from some intermittent fasting. But in the last 8 months, I'm down 100 pounds. So at age 50, I weigh a little less than 200 pounds. And the last time I probably weighed 200 pounds, I was 13 years old.
Wow.
well, that's good. Good for you.
So that whole carnivore, it's part of the brand. So the emu oil, the land limb, the tallow.
Yeah, he says he loves the tallow, but not the bird oil. We each have our thing and find companies that work for us. So,
Well, in the balm, you might not even necessarily notice.
yeah. Actually,
It won't be in the butter because the butter's literally tallow, and it's going to be a combination of pretty much 5 exotic butters that I've kind of found.
Very cool.
So PB 416, that's when you shop the sale ads. You buy sirloins when they're on sale for $3 or $4 a pound, and you buy 10 pounds of it and you stock your freezer.
Yeah.
It's actually once you're not buying bread and you really stop buying sodas and energy drinks, and I haven't had an energy drink in almost 2 years.
Wow.
I hadn't had a soda in a year and a half, and I'd been craving a Dublin Dr. Pepper, which is basically a Dr. Pepper that's made with real sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
And here in Arizona, I just was having trouble finding one, and I was at the store the other day, and I saw some IBC root beer, and it said made with real sugar on it. So I checked out the ingredient list real quick. I said, this will be a nice substitution because I like a nice root beer. So that was the first soda I'd had in almost 2 years.
Wow.
So when you don't buy all that extra stuff and chips and stuff, meat and eggs becomes very inexpensive to live off of.
Well, eggs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, when you're not buying all that other stuff. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, that's like I've started. I got trouble. I got tendonitis in my elbow, and I got a bad shoulder. So I started going to massage therapy. Well, my wife says to me, "Well, where are you getting the money for that?" Like, well, I quit chewing snuff. I quit chewing. I told her, I'm like, you don't understand. I'm saving about $150 a month by quitting chewing.
Right. So going to the masseuse once a month is half as much.
Right.
And you're still,
Right.
and at that point, you're still saving money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, she does. She just doesn't think about it. Like if she quit drinking coffee, she
See,
could
now
spend
that
money. She could spend money somewhere else.
now that's the one thing I won't give up is my coffee. But I make my own coffee at home and I grind my own beans, so it's I'm not spending $5 a cup for coffee.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Jacob said the carnivore diet got him off all the medications he was taking.
Correct. I'm a big conspiracy theorist too. And a lot of stuff when I talk about the carnivore diet and just the things it can do, when you cut out certain things, the way the body reacts to it is mind blowing. If you cut out processed seed oils, palm oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, soybean oil, and all those oils, if you take your sunglasses off, after about 8 months or 10 months or so, you'll notice that you don't sunburn anymore.
Wow.
Because it's not the sun, it's wearing your sunglasses, so your eyes can't process the light and tell your brain to produce the melanin. And then it's those seed oils that are blocking all the receptors and actually causing you to sunburn. It's crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy stuff what they put in our diet and how it affects our body.
Yeah. Let's see. So,
What else you got?
yeah, that was only 2 questions, but we got sidetracked a little bit.
I do that. I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, that's fine. Well, what kind of hobbies or what was your passion? What did you do before?
Ooh, man, I spent 23 years in the music industry.
Oh,
Wow.
Nice.
I started out as a stagehand and then drove the truck and worked my way into to a lighting gig. And then eventually when I left and retired from the music industry, when I left Texas and moved to Arizona, I was at that point basically head sound engineer at a local honky tonk in McKinney, Texas. So yeah, that was fun times.
I bet.
I'll be right back. I hear a puppy wanting to go back downstairs.
Uh-oh.
So I'll be real quick. I don't know why she wants to come up and then she wants to leave.
The key word there, she.
Yeah. Yeah, she is a pain. She is a pain in the butt. Okay. So you were into the music industry. That's cool.
Yes. I still love concerts. I still love live music, but it's so expensive these days, especially if you want to go see somebody big.
Yeah.
And then anybody else that I'd want to see that wouldn't cost near as much, They always want to come through town on a school night. It's just hard to go see somebody on a school night, especially these days since I take care of my mom. So
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. We go to see a lot of cover bands, personally.
that was the first band I worked for, was a 10-piece cover band.
Yeah.
Full horn section, the whole 9 yards. And that band is actually still around today, and they originally started back in '83.
Wow.
So 42 years now, something like that. They've been together in one form or another. I think there's 3 original members still in the band, and they've just grown to like 12 or 13 members now, and they were 10 when I was with them.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Okay, next question. Since creating this business, what have been some, like, a hard life lesson learned by getting started? I mean, have you run into issues where you're like, oh man, I didn't think of that, or I didn't know I had to do that, or, you know?
Well, I mean, I guess at that point, so when I first started, I chose a very unique name for my beard oil, because the first inception of it did actually have tallow in the beard oil, which once you put tallow in anything, it wants to solidify. And it made it really, really thick. And it just had this really very thick, creamy consistency. And I didn't melt any of the other oils when I would mix the tallow with it. I would melt the tallow, let it cool to a almost similar temperature, and I would blend them. So I wouldn't melt the emu oil or any of the other oils together with it. And when I did that, they didn't separate. So it made it really thick. And well, I decided I thought it'd be a genius idea to call it whisker jizz. Some people got the joke. Some people didn't. You know, some people still love it and still get the joke. And, you know, every once in a while, I've got one guy that he was adamant, make sure you save me a bottle, you know, because he just thought the name was hilarious and he had to try it.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the name was stupid as shit, but the stuff inside was killer performance. It was so different. But as I said, the name was dumb as shit. So that was probably the hardest thing, was trying to get over, you know, me really wanting to stick to my guns and keep that there, and, you know, not have to, dare I say, start over and start from the drawing board and come with a completely new product, basically, because that was so different, you know. And I don't know, could a better packaging helped it? Who knows? Who cares at this point? It is what it is. It's behind us. And what's funny is I actually had 2 different women order specifically that because they used it in their hair. They didn't give a shit that it was called whisker jizz. They loved using it in their hair.
Yeah, well, if it works, it works.
And that was the thing. It worked, but the name was dumb. So we rectified it. We got rid of it. We came up with Whisker Elixir. Hey, Donald. And, you know,
Cool.
I like it better, I guess. It's different. I mean, it's kind of the same, but it's different. So we're happy.
Well,
we're happy.
It kind of reminds you of I mean, you're kind of a Western theme, and
Right.
it kind of reminds you of the traveling doctors selling their snake oil and their elixir.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I think it fits. I think it's
And you're completely right. The whole name and everything just fits way better than the other. But
yeah, yeah,
now if I would have went with more a biker theme or something, I probably could have got away with it a little more. But
yeah.
I'm not a biker anymore. I slid down the freeway at 75 miles an hour. It wasn't fun.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Yeah, that's why I don't like the cold anymore. Since then, I mean, the cold wasn't bad before, but since then, yeah, just not a fan of the cold weather. That was it was a rough 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I bet.
And the last question I have on my list is, if you could only do one thing on your bucket list, what would it be?
Oh man. See, now am I allowed to see? That's because for me that's a trick question, because there's only one place in the world I really, really, really desire to go, but I can't go there because nobody can.
Hmm.
And that's the Vatican archives.
Oh,
But Easter Island would be pretty cool. I mean, if I could pick like a bucket list thing that's probably most doable, yeah, I'd probably have to go with Easter Island, see the big moai.
Yeah. Well, that'd be cool. Definitely.
yeah.
But yeah, no, my favorite question to ask people is, if you could go any place in the world and not be disturbed for 3 or 4 days, where would you go? And obviously my answer is the Vatican archives, but
Yeah.
So I doubt you'd see many people in there, though.
no, but you know what? You could probably learn some amazing, incredible things about what's truly happened in our past and what's been hidden from our reality.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
And I think that would be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
Not that I'd probably be able to read half of it, because it's probably in some jacked up foreign language that I just,
Probably Latin or.
Was I on Kyle's channel a while back? Sunday, yes, I was. Yes, I was on his channel this past Sunday.
Pretty cool.
Getting all kinds of love from you guys this week. I'm pretty stoked. Makes me feel good.
I didn't even know you were going to be on his channel, actually. I just kind of saw you around.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. I appreciate you reaching out to me. Like I said, it's been a struggle, marketing and whatnot, and lack of a budget. And, I unfortunately don't have deep pockets like some other people might.
Yeah, but your branding, your post on IG, I mean, it follows a theme.
Website.
It's quality looking images,
We're trying. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I think it really
it's tough.
Yeah. But you have a theme and you're sticking to it, and like I said, your images, your graphics, I think they're spot on.
The Old West has a special place in my heart. I grew up on Old Westerns, so
Yeah.
Those days when mom wasn't around or whatnot, and you're there on a Saturday half the time by yourself when you're 9 and 10 years old. So yeah.
Yeah, I've even in recent years got into watching a lot of the old westerns.
I mean, hence the tattoos. The tattoos are very Western.
Yeah, actually, our co-host Mike has one similar to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I pinned a couple questions here. A couple guys had for you.
Good, because it's hard for me to keep. No,
Which
I saw is the beef tallow whipped. I do make a whipped tallow, but I'm moving away from it because shipping is a pain in the butt. But yeah, I do. If it's once winter comes back around next fall, I'll probably throw it back up out there. But right now, especially because it's starting to get so hot, even though next week is going to be back down into the 70s, knowing our luck, it'll be back up into the 80s the week after that. So I'm just going to forego the whipped for till next winter.
Yeah, he's down in Arizona. He says it's already in the 90s.
Yeah, it's been 90. It was 90, I think 91 today. 92 maybe. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's beautiful in the morning though, but it's been a little warm in the afternoon. But then I don't mind the heat. I really don't. I don't mind it. I don't mind when it's 120 outside.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad when I was down there. You get used to it after a while.
Oh yeah. Most of the bugs go away.
Yeah.
And another question we got. Do you offer any beef tallow that can be used for cooking?
No, unfortunately I don't sell anything that's just. Is it also free for tariffs? No, but I have used tallow for cooking. It's pretty wild stuff. I think I saw a Steak and Shake is actually ditching the seed oils for their French fries and going back to beef tallow for their French fries.
Wow.
I think that's going to be a game changer. I haven't had fast food French fries in quite some time. Once I know for certain that they've switched, I might have to stop and pick some of those bad boys up. Shoot, I haven't even had a potato in a while. What am I talking about? Much less some French fries.
Yeah, I'm just kind of. I mean, I know there's different diets and people talk about it, and I need to do something myself, but I just can't get motivated. But I mean,
the best thing I can tell you, Jason, is there's a doctor on YouTube. His name is Dr. Ken Berry. He has a video called The Proper Human Diet. Spend 20 minutes and watch that video.
Ken Berry.
Yep, The Proper Human Diet.
Because I mean,
And
I'm
then
I'm not a vegetarian or nothing, but I will eat vegetables because I feel you need to get some fiber. But
that's the only reason you need fiber is because you're eating bread and vegetables and potatoes and pasta. If you're not eating pasta or anything like that, those carbs and all that sugar and stuff, you don't need any fiber. You actually need fat. It sounds crazy. When I was really hardcore carnivore and literally eating nothing but meat, I would start my day off. I wasn't even drinking coffee for a while. I would start my day off with a big cup of bone broth. I would add 30 grams of bacon grease and 30 grams of butter to it. And that's how I started my day. And you're shaking your head like, holy, that's just.
my arteries are hardening as you say that.
And that's unfortunately the mindset that we've all been led to when you think of, oh my God, all that butter. Now, let me tell you, it wasn't the cheap Walmart butter. It was Kelly Gold. It was probably the most expensive butter you can buy at the damn grocery store. But if you compare that butter with anything else on the shelf, it's on a different level. It's not the same. And it makes a difference.
Guy in the chat says that's a real man's drink.
That's a real. Yeah, considering I don't drink anymore, really, I haven't had an adult beverage in quite a while. The random mimosa with the wife on like a special occasion these days, and that's about it. I drank too much back in the 90s. My liver thanks me.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're getting a couple more questions in here.
Yeah, what do we got?
Where does Botana
Batana
oil
oil.
come?
Believe it is South American, and that kind of leads me back into the whole conspiracy thing. So, Batana oil, there was a doctor out of the Dominican Republic. He was one of the last doctors to treat Left Eye Lopez from the band TLC, and he was able to fix a lot of her issues with her lupus and things like that. Well, I caught a bunch of videos with him, and he was talking about hair loss. And he's basically was saying that if you wanted to grow your hair back, use Batana oil, and Batana oil would grow your hair back. So that's why I kind of started using Batana oil in all my beard stuff. There was a stretch for probably several months in testing and whatnot where I literally was only using mine. And within about a month and a half of seeing the barber, my wife looks at me, she goes, "Didn't you just see the barber? Because it's starting to look like you need to see him again." And that'd been the only thing I'd been done different, was just using my stuff literally on a much more regular basis, as far as, just testing and whatnot here at the house.
Okay.
So is there a correlation with Batana really making your hair grow? I don't know. I don't. But that was the whole premise of why it's in my beard stuff.
Yeah.
That, and it's different. It's different. Nobody else is using it.
I think there's one company I know of that uses it. I don't think they
Really?
use it in like all their stuff, but
I haven't. If there is, that's outstanding. I hadn't seen one, and I thought I did some pretty good research. When I started, I was checking different ads and pop up in Instagram, and I was going to as many different companies as I could see, and I was looking at oil blends and price point and just seeing what everybody was using. That way I could try to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's my big thing, is I don't want to put out what everybody else is doing. And that's part of the reason why I've gone all natural. I don't use any fragrance oils. I only use natural essential oils.
well, I have a little presentation here that we can go through.
Yeah.
Talks about what you use and your scents and stuff. I'm guessing you do a few markets.
Me and my wife were doing a few, but since my mother's, I don't know, I guess you could say just cognitive decline in the last few weeks, that I actually had a couple that I was going to do here. I was supposed to be at a beard competition last Saturday, and I had to cancel it because I had to be home with my mom.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, she is still the most important thing. The business technically comes second, but it is still my main focus, because I am at home, and it is, especially if she's napping, I'm working on stuff,
Yeah.
But it's hard to get out and do shows. I can't leave her with just anybody. And that's just, I don't know, probably my own insecurities, I guess, at that point. Lack of trust in people. I do have one friend on occasion, but that was before recently. She just didn't recover from an infection that she had a few weeks ago. She's probably 70% maybe of where she was, 80% on a good day, 90 if I'm lucky. But she'll ask me or yell at me, "Hey, I'm ready to go home," not realizing that she is home. So
Oh yeah.
that, and she likes to call me my brother's name all the time and whatnot. So
Yeah, my dad's kind of like that.
Yeah, so it's just hard for me to leave her, you know,
Oh yeah,
for
yeah. You got to take care of family.
that long. You know, if I was just going to run out to dinner maybe for an hour and a half or so, but a 4 or 5 hour show,
Yeah. Oh, I hear.
it's just right now, unfortunately, it's not in the cards. But I love doing them. They're fun. I love being face to face with people and talking to them, and you know.
Yeah, I think that's the best part.
So here we have your whisker elixir, beard and hair serum.
Yes.
A 1 ounce bottle for $20.
Yep.
We have the ingredients is emu oil, meadow foam seed oil, prickly pear oil, squalene oil, apricot seed oil, castor oil, batana oil, and vitamin E oil, and the essential blend used for the scent.
Correct.
Now, would you? I mean, if you want to tell us, if you don't, that's fine. I respect that. But if you can, how much of a percentage of it is emu oil?
Hold on a second. Let me grab what I call the Bible and see if I can come up with a percentage or something close to a percentage for you. 30% maybe?
Okay.
Okay.
20? I'm not good with math. Algebra was not my subject in high school. I bought my buddy a soda in study hall to do my homework. So yeah, I mean, it's not 25, 30% somewhere in there, maybe.
Okay, that's good. That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah. There's even some companies use bird oils who get up to like 50%.
Yeah. It's not a split. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's not
I,
bad.
I, I tried to give it a nice balance. I didn't want it, overpowering.
Yeah. When I actually put some in my hand, I wouldn't have been able to tell by not knowing that it had bird oil in it.
Right. And then the only really way you can tell is sometimes, especially if it's sat on the counter for a little while, because the oils do separate and it seems to be one of the heavier ones. So, and
Right.
I don't heat them when I make my blend. I don't heat my oils. So that emu oil stays that thicker, creamier oil. Because I've noticed if you throw it in the double boiler and once you warm it up, it doesn't go back to that, creaminess. It stays a thinner oil. So I don't warm my blend when I'm mixing it.
Interesting. And one of the guys in the chat says prickly pear is some great stuff.
Yeah, I like the combo with the prickly pear and the squalene. I think besides the emu, those are my two favorite oils in that blend. And then, well, the castor oil, you can't go wrong with castor oil.
Yep. That's
It's great stuff.
when I see castor. I mean, it's like one of the most basic ones, but it especially for our beards, it adds
And
that
then,
little bit heavier
so,
viscosity
and before I started this, years ago, I had doctors tell me I had osteoarthritis in my elbows.
mm,
So when I was at my last shop before the one I just resigned at, I was having some serious arthritis issues with my elbow. So I bought a big bottle of castor oil, and I coated my elbow with castor oil, and I would wear a compression sleeve. Within several months, for the most part, that arthritis pain went away, was just gone.
wow.
So there's something from what I've read, castor oil is one of the deepest penetrating oils. they say if you're having issues, certain issues of the body, stick in your belly button, because you have all those blood vessel endings there. So you stick in your belly button and it just takes it to, yeah. It's just one of those nature cure-all oils. So
Yeah, it's pretty nice. One of the guys in the chat was asking what you how would you describe your scent strength and duration?
kind of depends on which fragrance. They probably range strength wise between a 5 and a 7, and I've had some customers tell me they get 5 to 8 hours or so. Just kind of varies. And then it always just depends on how much you use too at that point.
Yeah, the other day I put it in at like 6:30 in the morning and I could still smell it at 7 at night.
So at that point you were getting a 12-hour whiff out of it.
But it's not an overpowering scent.
Right, no. And that's the one thing I will say right here is if you order from me, you're not going to smell it in your mailbox.
No. No, and it was very well packaged, by the way. I was impressed.
I do. I've ordered from some people and it's like, I get it and I can understand some rattle, but yeah, I try to package everything. I don't want nothing to break. That's my biggest fear is a bottle of oil not making it to its destination. Balms and that stuff, I'm not too worried about them. No, obviously I don't want to get tins and cans to get dented or anything, but those glass bottles and those glass jars, whew, I sure would hate for one to bust, especially the oil. Yeah. That would just be a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've surprisingly never had one break. Which scent would you say is the strongest?
I don't know. Why don't you answer that one? What do you think?
Maybe Outlaw Gentleman.
You think? Because I was going to say probably Frontier Breeze.
Or in scent strength.
And that's the hard thing for me is because the IFRA guidelines and this and that, I think are a little more strict with natural essential oils as they are with some of the fragrance oils. So, I think for the most part, my limit's like 5%. I might stretch it a hair. So when I'm doing my math, if it says my 5% is 0.4, if I throw in 0.5, it's not, you know what I mean? I'm not going so far beyond what IFRA guidelines are. But I think some of these brands, they put so much fragrance in them that just because IFRA says you can go up to 10 or 12 or 15%, do you need to? I mean,
no, your scents are. I mean, they last long, but they're not gonna overpower you or.
Well, thank you. That's because that's what I'm going for. I don't want it to be so overpowering that the person that walks up to you is like, "Whoa, wait a minute, hold on." And not even that, and you never know that, And there I get into this person's allergic to that or this or that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some professions you may not be able to get away with wearing that overly aggressive fragrance. You know what I mean? I know when I was doing nursing, I guarantee you some of them older folks, the ones that could smell, they probably wouldn't have liked it if I came in there with just an overly aggressive fragrance. They didn't seem to mind me riding up on a motorcycle in full leathers, but hey, it's Arizona. It's that's the beauty of Arizona. You can ride all year round around here.
How would you just?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. How would you describe the viscosity of your oil?
Medium thick.
Yeah, I'd say.
Okay.
I don't think it's not as thick as just like a bare castor oil would be, but it's not overly watery either.
Yeah.
You know, I think the balance of the thicker oils with the thinner oils, it tends to be a little more of I think it's kind of a more medium thick.
Yeah, I would say so. But if
Okay.
it's got a good castor blend to it, so it's not thin, but I'd say it's medium. And it works well. It feels great in my beard, so I've got no
Outstanding.
complaints there.
Thank you. It's what I like to hear.
And since they're all asking about scents, I'm just gonna skip ahead on my presentation to the scents. Get that over.
But yeah, what would you say is your spiciest scent?
Spicy. Oh, see, you pulled the scent from the wrong spot.
Oh, did I?
Yep, because none of those are even remotely. And I tried to get and it's so funny. I'd send the guy that takes care of my website a message the other day to see if he could actually remove that because I noticed it Sunday when we were talking about it, and he's got family in town and just hasn't gotten to it. Spicy. The Outlaw Gentleman's kind of a cowboy twist on a old barber shop. If I went spicy, I'd probably have to go with either the Frontier Breeze or maybe the Cattle Drive. That's kind of a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these mention leather, and I don't have anything with leather, and I don't know. Yeah, who knows?
Is there a place on your site that has a good description of them?
Yeah, so if you pull up the website and just go to the scents page.
Okay. Here,
That has everything. Yeah, I'm trying to get my brother-in-law over here at some point to show me a little bit more on how to get in there and change stuff on the website myself. There you go. Yeah, those are all good descriptions there.
It says for the Outlaw Gentleman, the first hit is a sharp and invigorating burst of bergamot, grapefruit, and lemon. Like the cool dawn of a desert morning, as the day heats up, the heart notes reveal themselves, a warm spice of nutmeg and bay rum with an aromatic lavender, geranium, and earthy clary sage, embodying both the fierce and refined spirit of a well-dressed gunslinger.
And that's actually not even all the oils in that fragrance. So it looks like I need to go doing a little more updating. So there's actually 16 different essential oils in that fragrance.
Hmm.
Yeah, it actually lists some more, some rich cedarwood atlas and smoky amorous.
Yep.
Oak moss, vetiver whisper, raw earth, and a sweet tobacco, vanilla, frankincense, and patchouli.
Yep. I almost called it kitchen sink, but that wasn't very,
There's a lot there.
there is, but you got it. What do you, I mean?
I actually first put that one in tonight. But it's got a good rounded out scent to it. It's very it's, I would call it a masculine scent, but it's not overpowering or anything. But I enjoy dark scents, and I I like that one.
Yeah, we'll bring out some darker stuff. Some, I wanted to get some stuff out there that on this kind of relaunch that we did here a few weeks ago with stuff that was just more fitting with the whole Western essence.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I've got some
done that.
stuff, some dark stuff in mind. I've got some fruity stuff, but everything's got to have that old West twist to it. So
Okay. One of the guys is asking if you ship out of the U.S.
Yeah.
I have not, but I am not opposed to it.
Okay. I know he's up in Canada.
Oh, he's just in Canada. One of my best friends lives in Scotland, so. And she's already said, when you're ready and you've got stuff together, let me know. I've got people over here that would like to try your stuff. So, because she was here visiting a while back and she got a bunch of it. And, well, apparently she shared it. And
That's how it goes, and then word spreads.
right. But of course, she when she was here, she got a bunch of the whip tallow because it was, here you go. It's easy to hand to you. And
Yeah.
Don't know about shipping anything whipped all the way to Scotland. That might not make it. But this new butter I'm working on, yeah, that'll be it's going to be different.
Cool. Very cool. Okay, and then we have Rustic Saddle, which starts with an invigorating brightness of cardamom and lemon, like the crisp morning air. The heart of the fragrance brings warm and earthy richness of sandalwood, grounding you into the present like the steady rhythm of horse hooves and dusty trails. Clove bud adds a touch of spiced heat, reminiscence of tales shared around the fire. Finally, frankincense and patchouli weave a deep resinous undertone, evoking the wisdom of the untamed wilderness and legends of the West. And actually, I really enjoyed that one, and I would have never guessed there'd be any clove in it.
Really? And that's crazy. Because when I made it, or when I pulled it out after it had been sitting for a while, and I was making the beard oils, for me, I just thought it was very clovey, but not in a way that it was like a clove cigarette. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah,
It's there, but it's there in such a way that it's like I don't know. It's just different.
now hearing that it's got clove and I smell it. Now I smell it. But when I was first putting it on, I wasn't getting didn't
Right.
see
Now, but
that
because now you're almost looking for it.
right.
That's too funny.
Oh. Then we have Cattle Drive,
Yes.
which has bold notes of tea tree and sweet orange. Starts fresh like the dawn breaking over the horizon. A rich warmth of bay rum and black pepper, tobacco and sandalwood.
Yes. And it's not one of those just big tobacco forward
Yeah.
type fragrances. It's a little more subtle.
And then we have Frontier Breeze, which blending in the bold citrus stamp of bergamot, earthy strength of vetiver, and sacred depth of frankincense, and invigorating freshness of pine. That's it.
Yeah, that's my simpler blend. That's actually the only fragrance that I kept from my original launch.
Okay.
It was actually had a different name. I was calling it Boone. So yeah, that was the only fragrance that I kept from my original launch. It was one my wife loved too much, and one of the guys at the shop I was working at, it was one of his favorites, so I kept it and just kind of renamed it, rebranded it, so to speak. And it's one of my favorites too. So
Cool.
it's like we lost Jason for a minute.
Yeah, he dropped me a note saying he had to use the bathroom.
Ah, it's all good.
Oh yeah.
Ah, the chief is here. Happy birthday, sir.
Hey Chief, how you doing?
I can scroll and see comments now. It's hard doing this on the phone and trying to be able to read and see
Yeah.
and this and that.
And here we are at the Whisker Balm Beard Balm. 2 ounce for $25. Grass-fed tallow, shea butter, lanolin, emu oil, batana oil, apricot seed oil, beeswax, vitamin E oil, and natural essential oil.
Yes.
Which is a pretty nice, pleasant scent to it. It's kind of sweet.
Which one?
The Whisker Balm, the scent to it.
I think that was the Frontier Breeze I sent you in the Whisker Bomb. I bet there's a look on the bottom of it. I bet there's a blue dot.
Yep, there's a blue dot.
Yep. So before all my labels prior, because new and just starting out, none of the labels had scent names on them. So I was using a old school colored dot method to differentiate fragrances. So
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as it works.
it worked, but I knew when I relaunched, I was like, I gotta have the fragrance names on these labels. I said that is a must. So I talked with my printer and it was like, yeah, no problem. We can do that. It's no different charge as label size is a label size. It doesn't matter what's on it. And I was like, kick ass. So it's nice working with a small local mom and pop printer. Shout out to Coyote Color in Queen Creek, Arizona. They do killer work. If you need stickers, labels, anything like that, they're outstanding people to work with.
On one of your posts, I ran into them on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, they're good people.
Oh, it looked pretty cool. Brad,
Yeah,
Balm I would say has a medium hold.
Yeah, it's definitely not a overly heavy.
It's not a thick. You're not going to have problem getting it out of the container or anything. It's nice and smooth.
Right.
Works well, and as you were saying earlier, you can use that on other areas.
Yes,
your skin and stuff.
Yep. If you've got some dry skin, it works great. I actually had the young lady that designed my logo. In conversations with her, she told me she was actually putting it on her face, basically as a primer before putting on her makeup.
Oh, I'm sure my wife will use it like under eyes and stuff. I
And
know.
and I was like, "You're using what for where?" I was like, "That's really not what that's for."
Well, as long as it works for her, I guess.
Right? That's was kind of my thought. I was like, "Okay." And then I've got another friend of mine that I've kind of recently been introduced to, and she's been kind of helping me develop some of this stuff. She actually used to work for Burt's Bees and Lancome back in the day, so she's like, "Yeah, there's no reason why not to use that on your face. It's great stuff." So
yeah, it's
I was like, "Cool."
got great ingredients in it, so it works. But for that use, I'd probably use the tallow solve.
Right, and I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute because it is a little different. It actually doesn't come in. Yes, yeah, that is literally meant for dry skin, eczema, psoriasis. You got a rash. You skin your knee. You know your kids skin their knee riding their bicycle or their skateboard. You grab that, you slap that on there, you slap on a Band-Aid, and wash and repeat.
Yeah, it works well. I used it on my hands. It's still a little dry up here from winter trying to end.
Yes.
So I would have probably loved to have that all the way through this last winter we had. Brad. Yeah, we're talking about it right now. So this is the Hyde Sealer Homestead Tallow Solve. It's 2 ounce for $25. It has grass-fed tallow, beeswax, mango butter, lanolin, babasu oil, emu oil, castor oil, and natural essential oils: frankincense, lavender, geranium,
Copiaba.
and myrrh.
Yes. Yeah, and that essential oil blend was kind of put together for all their soothing and more therapeutic type of properties. That they weren't, that oil blend wasn't really put together for fragrance, so to speak. Even though it doesn't smell too bad, but it was more for literally the purposes of, you got that skin knee or just that really dry skin to help soften it and soothe it and heal it. That kind of, I had an early version of this. I was grating some cheese and I ran my knuckle across that cheese grater. And I used an early version of this on that spot for about a week, and you could almost tell that it wasn't there about a week later from just using that and a Band-Aid, nothing else.
Wow. How you doing, Vato?
So anything you would ever put Neosporin on or anything like that, throw that on instead. It's way better. That and it's all natural. So
Yeah.
My grandma used to have, I think it was brand of Raleigh, like Raleigh, North Carolina, RAL, and it was a salve, and that's what we used. And
and that's kind of I changed the ingredients a little bit from my balm. I mean it's very similar as far as texture wise. The initial makeup is almost identical, but the change in the butter and the oils were done for the reason because it is meant more for your skin as opposed to throwing in your whiskers or whatever. Even though I'm sure you probably could, and it would just work just as well.
Grated cheese oil.
What was that?
He says he hopes you threw away the grated cheese away after that one.
Yeah, that was one thing. The wife's looking at me going, what happened? What'd you do? And why'd you stop? And she sees me holding my hand. I said, just grab me a paper towel. And then she sees me starting to pick through the cheese. Yeah, a grated knuckle and Vermont white cheddar.
Yeah, that doesn't go well together.
Yeah, no. I couldn't be some nice, like, yellow, mild, medium cheddar cheese. It had to be the Vermont white.
Oh,
Uh,
and then here I was going to skip over this because you're not
Yeah.
shipping this out currently.
Yeah, we're not going to do anything with that. And I mentioned to have him pull that page down too, but like I said, he hasn't had a chance yet. But that will be back this winter, and like we kind of hit and missed on. And if I lose you, my apologies. My phone is slowly dying. But while I still have you and we have this page up, I'm actually working on a butter that is very different than any butter that you've seen or used at that point when I actually get it fully formulated. There's no whip involved. It's tallow. It's a touch of lanolin, a little babaso oil, and 5 completely different butters. It's a little more exotic and stuff. There's no mango, no shea, no cocoa butter, no avocado butter. Nothing that you would think of as typical body butter is in this butter.
Okay.
So that's gonna replace the Hyde breaker. We're actually gonna call it whisker spread
mm,
That'll work.
because butter spread,
yeah.
And then we have a Hyde Kisser lip balm. You can get one for $5 or 3 for $12. Grass-fed tallow, lanolin, beeswax, coconut oil, carrot seed oil, raspberry seed oil, and vitamin E oil.
yes, the carrot seed and the raspberry seed provide a little UV protection from the sun. It's the only place I use any coconut oil in it. It's unflavored, unscented. It's just raw butters and waxes.
It seems to work well, though.
Yeah, we've had a few compliments on it. When I tell people that there's no flavor, and I've had some people it intrigues, and some people really like the flavor. But I'm torn here lately. Do I find some natural flavor for it, or do I just leave it alone? Because some people like the unflavored just for the simple fact that if they're drinking coffee or whatever, they don't taste like, fruit punch coffee at that point because of the lip balm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Seemed to work when I used it, so that's all that mattered to me.
Well, right on. And I think, dare I say, it might even be more guy friendly with it being unflavored. I don't know.
Yeah. Since then, I think it's my blank page. That's the page I meant to replace. Because I was going to mention the sample pack. You get all 4 cents.
Yes, 4 half-ounce bottles. You get one of each fragrance.
Mm-hmm.
They're $30.
Yeah, and it's a pretty generous amount of oil for a sample pack.
Yeah, they're half-ounce bottles, so you're basically getting a half a bottle, a full-size bottle.
Right.
So I mean, total, you're 2 full-size bottles for 25% off at that point, and it gives you a chance to check out everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a decent amount, and you get to try and see what you like. It's a good deal. I also noticed on your like your oil page, you can add a balm for a reduced price.
Yes, 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 yes.
So how does that work
Um,
pricing wise?
so a balm by itself is 25. The oils are 20. I mean, $45 for the pair. That just seemed a little high. So I think it's the two for 35 is what I have them for on the website.
Okay.
I'm in the process of getting the rest of the balms updated and added to the website. Um, sometimes it gets hard taking care of mom. Some days are a little easier to get in the kitchen than others. I just got a batch of the rustic saddle made, so it should be up on the website soon. I'll have a batch of the cattle drive here made hopefully in the next couple of days. Should hopefully be on the website as well. That way everybody has a chance to get a combo of everything if that's what they're wanting.
Yeah, it's definitely some good prices for what you're getting. Um, and I probably use emo oil probably 3 days a week. So it was when I saw your company, it was something that was right up my alley, and a lot of
Well,
the a lot of the scents seemed like scents I would buy anyway.
well, very cool.
Um, Also, I wanted to mention I don't know when you were planning on coming out with it. The mustache wax.
Uh, you know, that's something I honestly I've got labels, I've got tubes. If somebody wants mustache wax in a particular fragrance that I've got, shoot me a message.
Yeah.
You know, because honestly, it wasn't something that I was looking to bring back necessarily anytime soon, but it's definitely something that if somebody's really wanting to try some stash wax, you know, I had a gentleman message me, and I'm down to 2% on my phone, just so you know.
Yeah.
And there's 1%. He wanted some unscented balm, so when I made my last batch of balm, I just poured a couple of unscented real quick for him. So if anybody ever has a question, just shoot me a message. I'm always here.
All right. We
Well,
can let you go.
in, yeah, in case we lose you, it was great having you on.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to throw this quick question out. Any thoughts on any kind of like beard washes or anything like that? I mean, I know there's probably no way of getting an animal product to wash your beard, but
Sure, you can. Have you not used a tallow bar of soap?
I
okay.
have.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Possibly. I haven't got that far yet. I mean, if I told you,
Okay.
yeah, man, it's coming. My wife's probably in the kitchen in the other room listening, going, "No, it's not." So, I honestly really haven't thought too much about beard washes and stuff like that. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I'm definitely looking into some more skincare stuff, sunblock
Okay.
and things like that later on in the future. So anything is possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's been great to talk to you. Thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate it.
Ah,
Well, I think that's it. Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go.
But
Well,
it's
I think we had a good show.
yes, it's a good company. If you're interested, go check them out. A lot of good products. Um, I'm very happy with everything I got from them. Great feeling beard. Um, some very pleasing scents. If you're not a Clove fan, stay away from that one. I don't remember which one it was.
No,
I think it's the Rustic Saddle.
it must be over on his wife's phone. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely, Big
Yeah,
Mike.
we appreciate it. Well, we could probably have you on again sometime in the future. Thanks, Kev, for
Kevin.
the super chat. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Sure, we won't spend it all in the same place, but you never know.
Yeah.
But be sure to check out the Fur and the Hide. I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't even actually knowing what to expect, but I
No, Brad.
don't think he has any discount codes. No.
No.
Just monitor him. You can message him through Instagram. He's on there pretty much. He also has a broadcast channel on there where he posts stuff almost every day. And he's also on Facebook as well, I've seen. So
Okay, good night, Liz.
discounts or giveaways or anything he's got going on, you can check it out. And they say no discount code currently, free balm with all orders. And he did send me a few free things, so I'm sure they'll get some things thrown up. There's all kinds of stickers. I got a thank you with a snake pin. Business card, some stickers, and what I found kind of interesting, because I watched the show Longmire, and I think that's where it came from. Oh, I also have one of these stickers. I have a cowboy and an Indian, which if you watch the show Longmire, one of the characters on the show has a cowboy and an Indian like that in his safe. So now Becky told me I need to get a safe to put these guys in.
Yeah, I've watched that show. It's been a while since I.
Yeah, recently I watched it with Becky.
Yeah, I've watched it a second time, but yeah, it's still been a while.
Brad, he said he's not going to be selling the tallow butter again till fall. It's already 90 degrees where he is, and he doesn't want us send out a mess. But he is working on a new butter that he is planning on coming out with. And Becky says she loves Longmire. Yeah, I really enjoyed Longmire.
Yeah.
We actually were kind of disappointed that it was over.
Yep. I remember even watching it when it was on. What was it on? A&E, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's streaming like all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Lou Diamond Phillips' character that had these guys in the safe. I don't know if we have anything else to talk about other than that.
I will, since we're kind of talking about shows, I'll bring up. I just started watching a new one on Hulu called Paradise. I don't know if anybody else has caught it or not.
I started watching that. With the
just started. Huh?
With the DEA guy?
No. Secret Service guy.
Oh, maybe it's a different show.
It's on Hulu, Paradise.
Yeah.
He's a Secret Service guy. And the president gets killed. And they got to figure out.
No, that's a whole different story.
Okay. Yeah. It has oh crap, what I got the name on the tip of my tongue. Starling K. Brown, the guy that was in This Is Us about the triplets.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the twins with the adopted one. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good so far. I got 3 episodes in. So,
Yeah. Well, I think that one I'm watching is on Netflix.
hmm.
It's like a ex-DAA guy who helps them with some stuff.
Hmm.
It's Paradise something. He moves to this island to open up this shop. And he ends up working with the local police on some cases. 50 shows. Not 50, honey, but
Mhm.
there are a bunch.
Well, what
ADH.
yeah, what kind of makes me mad is like well, the 3rd season of Reacher's out now. It
Yeah.
came out last Thursday. They put out 3 episodes. Now it's going to be 1 episode a week. 1923 season 2 came out last Sunday, but it's 1 a week. I mean, come on, you're streaming it. Just put them all on
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
You know,
If you're streaming it, just put the whole season out there. What's the difference
Yeah.
does it make if you put out 1 a week? It just
yeah.
means people are going to wait to watch it. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out sometime.
How far did you get yet, Brad? How many episodes you got in? So far, the first one's like the best because I mean, there's so much going on, but plus they let you in to kind of they let you in. They didn't drag along the whole season to before they kind of clued you in as to what was going on. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool so far. So. But yeah, other than that, I got nothing. I got nothing. Hopefully, we think Brewer. Okay, you made it to 3 as well. Yeah, hopefully Brewer will be back next week. We're not sure. We think because next week is March. So
Yeah, he
he's
said it
gonna
was
be back
going to be
in-
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking next week.
Tracker, yeah, but yeah, Becky. Tracker's a good show too.
Yeah.
That's the brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's the white brother from this.
The white brother, and
yeah.
it's the other brother in the other show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Underground City. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Oh. Yeah, it seems like we're always ending something and looking for something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were just watching this show from, I don't know when they actually made it, but it's like based in the 80s with kids in high school, but it's got like a lot of famous people like Seth Rogen and James Franco and a bunch of stars are in it. It was something Becky saw a long time ago and I've never seen, which almost never happens. Normally, I've seen this whatever we're watching before she does, and it's called Freaks and Geeks. Yes.
Oh, Freaks and Geeks. Yeah. I never watched it either, Scott. So don't feel bad. But
Yeah, that's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I forget what I was going to say, so it doesn't matter.
But we have I can't remember the guy's name from the Acreage in Iowa, which is something that Brad suggested, a company Brad suggested. He will be on next week.
No, you finally got a hold of him, huh?
Yeah, he's been on the list, and I've been meaning to do it.
Well, I reached out. I reached out to him clear back when we had the auction, and he never responded to me. So,
Yeah,
oh well.
so Amber, you doing another game night on Saturday? Becky wants to know. Yeah, Amber's been creating content. That takes time to do. I get that.
All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's it
Well,
for
I think
me.
that's all we got.
Yeah.
Should have check us out next Thursday. If you're interested, go check out the Fur and the Hyde. Definitely a different name. Okay, game night. Thinking next weekend. We'll have to check it out. We wanted to check it out last Saturday night, but we were at a couple cover bands concerts in Milwaukee here. But we'll have to check it out. No TV in the shadow. Well, why not? But be sure to check us out next Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern for another great stream of the Bearded Respect. And respect the journey, y'all. We'll catch you next week.
Yep. Have a good Friday, everybody.